they receive the toughest, most physically and mentally demanding recruit training offered anywhere in the world. Some individual techniques and methods may have evolved over the years, but the focus and adherence to our core values of honor, courage, and commitment are as strong today as any time in our history. Today, the Marines of Fox Company accept the responsibilities to safeguard this proud tradition as they step forward to join this rich heritage. Ahead of them lie bright futures that will no doubt add to the proud Marine legacy that they now rightfully claim as their own. Lance Corporal Bruno is a 2-year-old, full-blooded English Bulldog born in Fallbrook, California on October 22, 2022. He is named after Major General Bruno Hochmuth, who at the time of his death was the first general officer killed during the Vietnam War. Major General Hochmuth was also the commanding general of the depot from November of 1963 to February of 1967. General Hochmuth was awarded the Distinguished Service Medal, the Legion of Merit with Combat V for Valor, the Navy Commendation Medal with Gold Star in lieu of Third Award, and the Purple Heart with Gold Star in lieu of Third Award. Lance Corporal Bruno continues the tradition of a long line of Marine Corps Bulldog mascots dating back to 1921, when Brigadier General Smedley Butler appointed Sergeant Major Jiggs as the first Bulldog mascot for Marine Corps Barracks Quantico. Lance Corporal Bruno is being escorted by the Office of Communication Strategy and Operations, Corporal Sarah Grockock. Spiritual development plays an important part in the making of a United States Marine. Lieutenant Brad D. Guillory, Chaplain Corps, United States Navy, will deliver the graduation prayer. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise.
Let us pray. Eternal Father, some people wonder all their lives if they have made a difference. These Marines do not have that problem. We are intensely proud of each of them and their noble accomplishment. We are grateful for all those who have sacrificed to bring them to this day. As they go forth for flag and country, the Corps and glory, and for one another, send down your blessings upon them, O God, that all they may do, they may come through it with dignity. Semper Fidelis. Amen.
Thank you. Please be seated. The Commanding General, Marine Corps Recruit Depot, San Diego, welcomes you to what is a historical event in the life of a Marine, their graduation from boot camp. Approximately 40 weeks each year for the past 100 years, new Marines have departed San Diego for service with units of the Marine Corps around the globe. The primary mission of the Recruit Depot is to provide basic training to recruits enlisted west of the Mississippi, which represents approximately 51% of all applicants in the Marine Corps each year. The depot is also home to Recruiters School and Drill Instructor School. All of our efforts here are geared toward one end: producing America's finest fighting force, the United States Marine Corps. This morning, Fox Company, 2nd Recruit Training Battalion, Recruit Training Regiment will form and march in the parade. Following the pass and review, the graduating Marines will return front and center of the reviewing stand for final dismissal. The staff for today's parade is comprised of Marines from the Recruit Training Regiment. The command of troops is Captain Brandon L. Carter, and the parade adjutant is Captain William R. Shories. The marching units are now being called to attention, and the adjutant's command, sound adjutant's call, will begin today's parade.
Sound adjutant's call!
Marching in today's parade are 248 of the graduating Marines from Fox Company. Among the 248 Marines are 2 Marines who displayed outstanding performances in 2 individually graded events. Private First Class L.J. Sheps from Platoon 2125 is the company high shooter, scoring a 336 out of 350. Private Giovanni Rubio from Platoon 2125 is the most physically fit Marine, scoring a 295 out of 300 on the physical fitness test and a 300 out of 300 on the combat fitness test. They will be receiving awards from the Marine Corps Association and Foundation. Present today is the company honor graduates recruiter, Sergeant Nadel Mazza. Also present today is the primary marksmanship instructor with a platoon high shooting average of 236 out of 250 for Platoon 2125, Sergeant Ryan Foster. Recruit training is comprised of subjects required to produce basic Marines who function effectively in garrison, are trained in rudimentary individual field and combat skills, and practice the personal and professional traits which distinguishes them as Marines. Examples of these traits are discipline, the achievement of self-control and self-awareness, which assures respect for authority, instant and willing obedience to orders, and the self-reliance to maintain or improve those traits which exemplify a Marine. Military bearing, consistently demonstrating military presence and personal awareness, as well as the proper wearing and maintenance of uniforms. Esprit de corps, acquiring the common spirit of the Marine Corps that inspires enthusiasm, devotion, pride, initiative, teamwork, aggressiveness, determination, moral courage, integrity, camaraderie, and the burning desire to work with and for others towards excellence in common goals. For 249 years, Marines have fought and won whenever and wherever the nation calls. In the harshest conditions, over the most brutal terrain, and against the most formidable enemies, Marines defend the ideals of freedom with grit and tenacity. Although battlefields change and capabilities evolve, history proves that true victory comes from the individual Marine with steeled resolve, the drive to overcome any obstacle, and the warrior spirit to fight on against all odds. It takes that steadfast faithfulness, semper fidelis, to corps, country, and each other that abounds throughout our storied legacy. Marines today remain in combat or deployed throughout the world, confronting every challenge with courage, loyalty, and faithfulness. They are resolved to be the most ready when the nation is least ready. And anywhere, stand ready to aid those devastated by natural disasters, to pay tribute to those who have forged our proud legacy, and to honor the families and loved ones who faithfully stand beside us. For the Marines of Fox Company, today marks the end of the 13-week recruit training cycle. They have marched countless miles at Camp Pendleton, as well as on this parade deck, and have been trained, as are all Marines, as basic riflemen. platoons are now being aligned from left to right in order to get them into their exact positions for the parade. The next portion of the ceremony will be our national anthem. We welcome veterans and members of the armed forces to join us in rendering appropriate honors with the military salute. For guests who have not served in the military, it is proper etiquette during the national anthem to place their right hands over their hearts, and for those in the audience wearing headgear, to remove the eyes with presentation of the colors. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem. Thank you. Please be seated. At the command, post the colors. The color guard moves into position within the parade. This signifies that the entirety of the parade has been formed and is ready to be presented to the command. Following the command, parade rest. The parade adjutant will give the command sound off, which signals the band to parade forward of the assembled Marines while playing military marching music.
Parade! Rest! Stand up!
The parade adjutant now presents the assembled command to the commander of troops.
Sir, parade is forward. Aye, aye, sir. Recruit Training Battalion, Marine Corps Recruit Depot, San Diego, California, 20 December 2024. The officer of state tonight as Gunnery Soldier Rodriguez. The officer of the state tomorrow as Gunnery Soldier Bennett. Order of D.F. Rumler, Colonel, United States Marine Corps.
At the command, Officer Center March, all unit commanders and Guidon bearers march to the front and center of the formation. Historically, it was at this point that commanding officers would issue orders and instructions to the unit commanders. Following this, the unit leaders would face about, return to their units, and pass the information along to their Marines.
Order, sword. Alright! Chris!
Throughout our nation's history, millions of men and women have earned the title United States Marine. Many who have helped shape our history join us here today. In keeping with the tradition of once a Marine, always a Marine, we would like to recognize them. At this time, those in the audience who have served as Marines, please rise. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for their dedicated service to Corps and country. Thank you. Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, the battalion commander for 2nd Recruit Training Battalion, Lieutenant Colonel Paul C. Trower.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Brigadier General James A. Ryans, the Commanding General of Marine Corps Recruit Depot San Diego in the Western Recruiting Region, as well as on behalf of Colonel Peter M. Rumler, the Commanding Officer Recruit Training Regiment, welcome to the graduation of Company F. To start, I'd like to recognize today's parade reviewing official, Colonel Christopher P. McGuire, whose impressive bio you'll hear shortly, and who currently serves as the Commanding Officer of Weapons and Field Training Battalion. Sir, it is an honor to have you here today. Thank you for joining us. It is my distinct pleasure to speak to you this morning to express both the pride and gratitude I feel for this formation behind me. And that begins with you, the family and friends of these new Marines. Thank you for trusting us with your Marine, and thank you for your love and support on their journey to this momentous day in their new profession. From all of us, welcome to our Marine Corps family. Speaking of families, to the right of the viewing stand are the families of the Company F staff. No one knows more than you the time and dedication it takes to transform a civilian into a Marine. Sergeant Major and I are incredibly grateful and indebted to you for your sacrifice and support, which enables these drill instructors and officers to perform this critical task. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please join me in a round of applause for the families of Fox Company. Making Marines is a team effort. At the forefront are Marine Corps recruiters stationed across our great country. These men and women work tirelessly to identify, educate, and inspire the next generation of Marines. This Legion of recruiters are represented today by Sergeant Meza of Recruiting Substation Lancaster, California, and who's responsible for helping the company honor graduate Lance Corporal Aguiar join our Corps. Our other teammate in this effort are the instructors of Weapons and Field Training Battalion, who teach the critical combat skills necessary to fight and win in any climb and place. They are represented today by Sergeant Foster, the top performing primary marksmanship instructor. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for our recruiters and combat instructors. The last group I'd like to thank certainly needs no introduction, for everyone knows the distinct campaign cover of a legendary Marine Corps drill instructors. These drill instructors are entrusted with the sacred responsibility of making Marines, and they shoulder this burden with professionalism, dignity, and compassion. From the moment a recruit arrives at the depot, there's a drill instructor with them 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, tirelessly instilling the qualities and esprit de corps of a United States Marine, and leaving an indelible mark on those they lead. These new Marines will never forget the name, the face, or the voice of their drill instructors. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for the Marines that make Marines, the drill instructors of Fatal. These new Marines behind me are on average 20-year-old high school graduates. 5 of them have college degrees. They've traveled here from every state and territory in the Western Recruiting Region and 8 countries across the globe, having immigrated from as far away as Australia, Peru, and the Democratic Republic of Congo. And when they raised their right hand and swore a solemn oath to support and defend the Constitution of the United States, they differentiated themselves from 99% of their peers. Now, you'll likely notice some changes in your Marines, but the most important change is one that has occurred within, for they have been immersed in our core values of honor, courage, and commitment. It is because of this and the journey they have undergone, I am pleased to present 248 young men and women who can proudly claim the title United States Marine. Excuse me for a moment while I address the newest members of our Corps. Good morning, Marines. Sergeant Major and I are extremely proud of you. We've watched you grow and strive over the last 12 weeks and are pleased to welcome you to our ranks. You should be proud of what you've accomplished. You've earned your tan belt in Marine Corps Martial Arts. You've passed water survival training. You've overcome the obstacle and confidence course, and you've mastered Marine Corps marksmanship and can accurately fire your rifle from 500 yards. And as a final test, you completed the centerpiece of recruit training, the Crucible, an event designed to make Marines into better warriors. With little food, little sleep, and over 40 miles of forced marches in 3 days, we demanded physical toughness, mental agility, and leadership. And through this event, you demonstrated the limitless nature of what you can achieve individually, and most importantly, through shared hardship with your fellow Marines. Having completed the most demanding recruit training, you stand ready to carry on our Corps' legacy as America's Naval Expeditionary Force in readiness. As you transition to the next phase of your profession, I implore you to be smart, to be safe, and to make good decisions. Remember, that golden anchor you now wear represents 249 years of Marines who've gone before you. You must always be worthy of that legacy, and you must protect what you've earned. Congratulations, Marines, Semper Fidelis, and welcome to our Corps.
Now taking their position in the reviewing area is today's parade reviewing official, Colonel Christopher P. McGuire, Commanding Officer, Weapons and Field Training Battalion, Marine Corps Recruit Depot, San Diego, Camp Pendleton, California. He is accompanied by Colonel Peter M. Rumler, Commanding Officer, Recruit Training Regiment, Marine Corps Recruit Depot, San Diego. Colonel McGuire is a native of Denver, Colorado. He is a 1999 graduate of the Virginia Military Institute, where he earned a Bachelor of Science degree in Civil Engineering and commissioned as a second lieutenant through the Naval Reserve Officer Training Corps. Colonel McGuire has earned master's degrees in both national security and strategic studies, and is also a graduate of the United States Army Infantry Captain's Career Course and the Marine Corps War College. Colonel McGuire has served in a variety of challenging billets in numerous commands to include Battalion Executive Officer at 3rd Light Armor Reconnaissance Battalion, Operations Officer at 7th Marine Regiment and Special Purpose Marine Air Ground Task Force Crisis Response Central Command, Commanding Officer at 2nd Battalion, 3rd Marines, Inspector and Instructor at Bravo Company, 1st Battalion, 23rd Marines, Headquarters Marine Corps Plans Policy and Operations, Joint Operations Center Director at Joint Duty with NORAD and United States Northern Command. Colonel McGuire is currently serving as the Commanding Officer for Weapons and Field Training Battalion, Marine Corps Recruit Depot, San Diego, and Edson Range, Camp Pendleton, California. Colonel McGuire's personal decorations include the Defense Superior Service Medal, the Meritorious Service Medal with 2 gold stars, the Navy and Marine Corps Combination Medal with 2 gold stars, and the Combat Action Ribbon. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Colonel Christopher P. McGuire.
March to command and review.
Aye, aye, sir.
The pass and review is a tradition within all military units, allowing the unit commander to formally inspect the unit under their charge. Over the entire history of the depot, Marines that have crossed this parade deck have deployed into conflicts around the world where we have earned our trust and dependability. Places such as Guadalcanal, where Marines worked with United States soldiers to win the first offensive victory during World War II. Iwo Jima, where uncommon valor was a common virtue, and Marines rose the national flag on top of Mount Suribachi. Incheon, where Marines assaulted 3 beaches simultaneously and outflanked North Korean forces. Hue City, where Marines defeated North Vietnamese forces during the Tet Offensive. Grenada, where military members were a part of Operation Urgent Fury to help stabilize a local government. Kuwait, where Marines were a part of Operation Desert Shield and Desert Storm and fought to liberate the country from Iraqi forces. Fallujah, where Marines surrounded the city within 24 hours to commence Operation Vigilant Resolve and take back the city from Al-Qaeda forces. Marja, where Marines worked with Afghan, British, Canadian, Danish, and Estonian forces in order to remove Taliban forces from the last stronghold in the Helmand province. Even now, Marines are stationed worldwide to answer the call when they are needed. This parade deck has had many legendary Marines march across it, and they have never forgotten the feeling of earning their place among our ranks. Ladies and gentlemen, as the national flag passes directly in front of you, please rise. Once it passes, you may be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, the Commander of Troops, Captain Brandon L. Carter, and the regimental staff. Marine Band San Diego, Marine Corps Recruit Depot, San Diego, California. Series 2121, Series Commander Captain Ryler J. Vickner, and Platoon 2121, Senior Drill Instructor Staff Sergeant Josie A. Thomas. Platoon 2122, Senior Drill Instructor Staff Sergeant Arturo Del Toro. Honor Platoon 2123, Senior Drill Instructor Staff Sergeant Daniel R. Magudaya. The Regimental Color Guard is led on the march by the Regimental Color Sergeant, Drill Instructor Sergeant Jeremy L. Rubio. Series 2125, Series Commander Captain Alexandra L. Arnold. Platoon 2125, Senior Drill Instructor Staff Sergeant Osvaldo Diaz. Platoon 2126, Senior Drill Instructor Staff Sergeant Riley E. Cotton. Ladies and gentlemen, if you turn to page 21 of your graduation pamphlets, you will find the Marines Hymn. The Marines Hymn has a history dating back to 1859 and has a long-standing tradition for Marines to face the direction of the music and stand at attention when it is heard. It is now directed at all Marines present and who have served honorably, and ladies and gentlemen, you're all encouraged to join. Sing the words to the first verse as Marine Band San Diego performs Anchors Away, followed by the Marines Hymn. Will the guests please rise? Thank you. Please be seated.
Sir, exclusionary break. Dismiss the staff. Aye, aye, sir. Stop. Dismiss.
The The Marine Corps' uniqueness and strength as an elite fighting force is directly attributable to the magnificent efforts of the drill instructors and company officers who train and supervise the recruits. The distinct qualities of spirit and discipline, the heart and soul of every Marine have been developed, nurtured, and ingrained in recruits through their observance and relationship with their drill instructors and officers. Recruit training is the very foundation of the Corps. Each year, recruit training provides thousands of America's finest young men and women with the basic knowledge and skills to function in a profession characterized by its own set of high values and tough standards. The most important thing we do in the Marine Corps is make Marines. The individual Marine is the Corps. That is what we do here. For the Marines graduating today, the long, arduous journey of the last 13 weeks is but a small step into the future of the Marine Corps. As they prepare to fill the ranks of our Corps, they do so with the unquestionable support for the high ideals and standards of the United States of America and the United States Marine Corps. Although Fox Company prepares for the final dismissal from boot camp, their initial training is not over. Soon after graduation, they will report to the School of Infantry, Camp Pendleton, California, where they will continue to be trained to serve as an effective member of a Marine Rifle Squad. The intense initial training that every Marine undergoes is designed to instill the fundamental premise that every Marine is a rifleman. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we would like to introduce to you the Marines responsible for ensuring the success of the difficult transition required to become a Marine. The company commander is Captain Brandon L. Carter. The company first sergeant is Gunnery Sergeant Jordan Yearsley. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in a round of applause for the company staff of Fox Company. The next portion of the ceremony will be the traditional function of retiring the Guidons. The Guidons have been carried by the platoons throughout recruit training and are being retired to symbolize the disbanding of platoons. All similar units in the Marine Corps carry such Guidons, which identify the unit and are a source of pride to each individual member. Note that the honor of carrying these Guidons is bestowed upon those Marines who displayed outstanding leadership qualities, motivation, and character, and were selected as the Platoon Honor Graduates. The Platoon Honor Graduates compete for the titles of Series and Company Honor Graduate. They are considered the top Marines graduating today and have demonstrated the highest potential for future leadership and responsibility in the Marine Corps.
Center! Face! Forward! March! Order! Gun up!
The Guidons will now be returned to the drill instructors. The honor graduates will now be presented a plaque by the battalion commander, Lieutenant Colonel Paul C. Trower, and the battalion Sergeant Major, Amina T. Sarake. Ladies and gentlemen, please hold your applause until all honor graduates have been recognized.
Present arms. Order arms.
The honor graduate for platoon 2121 is Private First Class Rhiannon Chapman from McKinney, Texas. The honor graduate for platoon 2122 is Lance Corporal Malcolm Ransom from Tacoma, Washington. The honor graduate for platoon 2123 is Private First Class Giovanni J. Rubio from Manteca, California. The honor graduate for platoon 2125 and the series honor graduate is Lance Corporal Spencer A. Brookhauser from Phoenix, Arizona. And the honor graduate for platoon 2126 and the company honor graduate is Lance Corporal Cesar Aguiar from Lancaster, California. Lance Corporal Aguiar is also the recipient of the Chesty Puller Award for his outstanding meritorious performance while in recruit training. Ladies and gentlemen, the honor graduates of Fox Company.
How many first sergeants? Yes.
Company First Sergeant will now give the command to the senior drill instructors to dismiss their platoons. Needless to say, this will be the most welcome command they have received throughout recruit training.
Senior drill instructors, dismiss your platoon!
Aye, aye, First Sergeant!
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes today's ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, as a friendly reminder, please do not cross the parade deck or cross in front or the reviewing area and utilize